What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome to a late night edition of Tuffy Talk as we are here, post game here, Frenzy State versus Louisville. But you got myself, Lane Smith, Greg Glegg here. We're going to be discussing it amongst other NC State things here as well. But again, definitely disappointing, embarrassing loss to say the least here for sure. And we're going to break it all down here. But we'd love to see some comments in the chat here, some original thoughts, questions, concerns. Especially I would just love to hear from NC State fans. How big of a loss would you say this is? I could definitely see this loss going in one of two avenues, which is you know burn the house down, that was unacceptable, complete, just wipe the floor with everything, or the other side, which is saying, it's a road game against top 25 team. We were 7.5 point underdog. And you know what? We just won 6 games in a row. And you know what? And we'll get into it here more, but it was honestly just so bad across the board that it's just like, all right, it was not our night. It was not our night. Simple as that. So again, give us some thoughts here in the chat, and we will discuss them and comment on them and talk about them here ASAP right here, right now. But Greg, initial thoughts here, man, on 118-77 loss.
Yeah. We were a 7-point underdog, not a 41-point underdog.
118 points given up, dude. That's crazy. 118.
Yeah, if you if you take away Mr. Brown, Brown Jr. to be exact,
Yeah.
and Conwell, this is a game.
Yeah.
They literally scored almost as many points as we did as a team. Like,
Yeah.
just 1 point shy. Like, two people almost scored more points than our entire team. I mean, they had a night. That's one thing. I mean, Brown goes for a Louisville program record high of 45, goes 10 of 14 from he goes 14 of 23 from the field, whereas Conwell went 10 of 14, but Brown went 10 of 16 from 3. And one-man wrecking crew tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, at Plamacchio one said here, Louisville played like they wanted / needed the win. Yeah, it was definitely just a different level when it came to intensity level here tonight. And so, again, man, it's I don't even know where you go from here if you're Will Wade regarding this.
You flush it.
Well, but I'm talking about in terms of dealing with this game, you know what I mean? Like, exactly, because like you want it to be flushed out for sure. Like, and again, well, like, just to kind of break it down here a little bit. I mean, first of all, Darian Williams. Well, Greg, I want to ask you a question. Are you worried about Darian Williams at all? Well, before you actually answer that question, that's not a serious question here. But still, honestly though, rough game. 8 points, 3 for 13 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3-point line. Paul McNeil Jr., 0 points, 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. But especially, see, I mean, like, you don't even like that Paul McNeil only shot 2 3-pointers. It didn't make any of them, but it's not necessarily something you want to see. Even Matt Abel, 2 for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. So your your 3, if you include Darian Williams, your 3 best 3-point shooters. Well, Trey Holloman. Okay, fine. If you do all 4. I'll do all 4. Trey Holloman, Matt Abel, Paul McNeil, Darian Williams. You were 3 for, I'm doing math here, 3 for 16 from 3 between your 4 best 3-point shooters.
Yeah, 4 for 22 as a whole.
Yeah, disgusting. And on top of it as well, Mr. Greg as well, Mr. Quadir Copeland, who was talked about pregame as being the best point guard in the country, which, again, one game, I get it, but still, Quadir Copeland coming off of 2 games ago, 16 assists, 0 turnovers, had 3 assists, 4 turnovers. He literally had more turnovers than he had assists. So,
I mean, look, you basically named everyone not named Vin Allen Lubin and Trey Holloman. They both had two good games. Trey Holloman, especially over the last 3 or 4 games, as you've seen an uptick in his production. But going back to Paul McNeil Jr. real quick, like, teams are starting to figure him out. Like, if you can, Virginia Tech did a really good job with this on Saturday. Is just doing a really good job of denial, and so now Wade and staff need to figure out how to counter that, right? So if teams are coming after them, kind of cutting off, your 3-point shooting, because again, with State coming into this game, this production or this output's not going to help those numbers, but they were right there 1-2 in 3-pointers made, 3-point shooting production. Teams are going to figure that out now. They're going to try to take away those things, or at the very least make it more difficult for you to get those shots off. So now, as I was saying, the staff needs to figure out, okay, how do we counter that, right? So if they do this, we can do that. If we're seeing this, we can switch or go to another secondary plan. But you're due for one of these games. Like we really hadn't had a blowout, a stinker, if you will. It's good. You better regroup pretty quickly, though. That's the thing.
And that's the thing too, as well. And we'll talk about kind of what this means for the rest of the season here, real quick, or in a minute here as well. But Jake, commenting here saying them shooting like that, talking about Louisville. Louisville can beat anyone in the country. I can live with that. The quitting at halftime and giving zero effort is what bothers me, and that is coaching. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, literally there is nobody that's safe in terms of, getting, a slap on the wrist here for sure. Besides, I mean, it's a team game for sure. I mean, I'm not going to, put one or even two guys, above everybody else. At the end of the day, the entire team failed tonight. Simple as that. It was a complete failure across the board from the top down, from coaching, from Will Wade, all the way down to, even the bench players that didn't even play. At the end of the day, across the board, we were not ready to play tonight. Simple as that. But again, it's one of those things that you say, listen, a men's basketball season is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
So you look at that and you say, okay, like in terms of from a resume perspective, this is the furthest thing from a real hurt on the resume. Like it was a loss in terms of it would have been a great opportunity to add for sure, but losing this game doesn't really hurt you. So you look at the rest of the schedule, you say, okay, you come back to NC State, you come back to Raleigh, you play Miami on Saturday, who's playing very well right now. It's definitely going to be a great opportunity. And then you play Carolina 3 days later at home as well. So you got a 2-game home stretch right there. And listen, I don't know about you, Greg, but once again, I'm sitting here saying, especially with UNC pulling off that win against Duke right now, would you rather? I'll ask you, and let me know in the chat as well. Would you rather have the win at Louisville or the win versus Carolina?
I know it's Carolina all day. Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's no brainer, and it's not like just because it's Carolina, but because as well too, it's going to be actually probably a better resume boost with how things have kind of stretched out here as well, with Carolina beating Duke as well. So, yeah. I mean, so I think that, the timing of this could be hindsight 2020, the best thing for us in the long term.
Yeah. I look, you come back and you're playing an okay Miami team. They're very beatable. I feel like
18-5, solid.
It's solid, but they haven't really played anyone outside of the conference. And then they lost to Florida State like last weekend, I think it was. So that's a game that you should win on your home court. I would say like all of these, I mean, they're not must wins, but when you're playing Miami and then you've got Carolina and Virginia back to back, it's like you almost need to get that win because you have two very tough games. Yeah, you have two very tough games right after that. And then you have Notre Dame. And guess what? After that, there's only 2 more games. It's Duke and Stanford. So we have the last 2 games at home. In my eyes, you have 3 more ranked opponents on your schedule. You need at least one of those to just really kind of cement yourself. Like, do I think we're in the tournament? Absolutely. I think we're in the tournament. I think at this point we're playing for seeding. So if you're trying to avoid that 1-2 line in your second game, assuming you get past your first game, you're going to need at least one more ranked opponent, and maybe get one more in the ACC tournament if you're so lucky. Because again, you're still hanging around that 4 line, and if you once you get to double bye, there's a decent chance if you win the first game of the tournament, you will be playing a ranked opponent after that. So you're still giving yourself some options and availability to improve your status in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, an interesting thing too, Greg, as well, is keep in mind actually Miami hosts UNC
Correct.
tomorrow night. And have you seen how much Miami's or UNC's favored by?
I mean, I would guess probably 5 or 6 points at least.
1.5.
Wow.
So
I mean, I would.
Vegas would say that Miami game is definitely going to be tougher than maybe you're thinking, Greg.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking it because of an emotional letdown after beating your rival, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Apparently, they're not our rival.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I think just the emotional high of coming, because in that game against Duke, they didn't lead until the last 0.4 of that game, and
right.
13-point comeback, which was like the largest in like 20 years. Yeah, I mean, look, they hung around, right? And that's what you want to do in a game. Just hang around and give yourself a chance at the end. But I mean, if we could just pivot for 1 second.
Yeah.
How does only one foul get called in a half of basketball in today's age? And that one Duke dude, I think it was Boozer, just got absolutely trucked. I mean, trucked.
Yep.
How there has to be a foul on that call. It either has to be a charge or a block. Like, I mean, when a guy goes flying into the second row in the media, like, how is that not something?
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, you have to have one of these 3 ranked wins. And I think, if I had to rank them in importance, obviously I would go Duke just because it's a higher resume, though personally I would rather beat Carolina. But you have the 2 toughest ones at home, and then your easiest one is on the road. But Virginia's a tough place to play, especially, they've got a good fan base, a good arena.
Yeah.
I still think we need like 2 or 3 more wins in the ACC just to feel really good about ourselves.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing too, Greg, to get back to this game as well, is that, and this is the most disappointing thing as well for me, is, and like kind of Jake was saying about the halftime, it's not even just the quitting at halftime, but it's just like Mikael Brown got hotter in the second half than he was in the first half. He scored 19 points in the first half, scored what? If I do math correctly, it's late. 26 points in the second half. Especially
it wasn't bad enough that you gave up 56 points in the first half. You said, you know what? That's not good enough for us. We're going to give up 62 in the second half.
Yeah. It's just listen, there was nothing we did good the entire game. There was nothing we improved on. There's nothing we changed. There's nothing we it was just literally, let's just go ahead and just help improve Ryan Conwell and Mikael Brown's draft stock for next year for this upcoming NBA draft. That's basically what we decided to do the entire game. And that's the frustrating part here for sure. But I immediately for sure pump the brakes and say, listen, we just came off a 6-game win streak, so you're hoping and praying, especially with the leadership that we have seen on this team, from Quadir Copeland specifically, from Van Allen Lubin, etc., to say, listen, you have the perfect opportunity now to lick your wounds and throw this away real quickly with a home game versus Miami and a home game versus Carolina.
Yeah.
So
you can get right back on the right side of it. I don't think fans are mad that we lost. Again, we were 6.5, 7.5 point underdog, depending on who you subscribe to. It's the manner in which you went out and got beat, and didn't feel like, again, looking from outside in, it didn't look like the effort was there, especially when you were down 20, 25, 30. It just felt like, okay, we're mailing this one in. Don't get anyone injured. Get on the bus, get on the plane, get back to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Now, 100%. With that being said, this is the second most points we've given up since 1978 when we gave up 124 to Maryland.
Well, and there's no doubt, Greg.
Bro, I was a year old and you weren't born.
I wasn't even a thought in my mom's mind.
No. In fact, I don't think she was even in high school at that point.
I plead the fifth.
Right.
But again, and that's my thing too, Greg. I think that is so clear across the board this year is that there's just more points this year for NC State, but even too across college basketball. The offense across the board in college basketball has significantly
Yeah.
increased, but
Yeah.
it's not in the, and but see, that's the craziest part is it's not like the NBA where basically the like defense is like it's optional. It's truly, fully, completely optional. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, college basketball, they really are actually trying to play defense, but yet you're seeing a lot of games that are 180, 200 points, what you would have never seen that 5 years ago. No
Yeah.
shot. So
Yeah.
it's just a different era we live in. We're playing or we're living in and playing in now. It's craziness.
Yeah. To that point, I believe, and someone can fact check me on this. I believe when State makes 8 or less 3-pointers in a game we lose, if we make more
Mhm,
than 8, we win.
mhm.
And we only made
See
4
that?
tonight. And this is a team that it almost feels like they live and die by the 3. Like,
Correct.
they only shot about 20 or so on, actually, how many did we make on Saturday? Maybe that stat might be wrong. I might have heard it wrong. Give me 1 second. I just wanna look at it real quick.
Well,
Go ahead.
because why you look that up, because, like, the interesting thing too as well is that, I mean, Greg, I mean, thinking back to earlier in the season, what was one of our biggest pain points was defending the 3.
Oh, yeah.
And, and so it just seems like that once again, if we match up with a team that can go 3 for 3 with us, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like that seems to be that, and then also to a team that comes to us with height as well, like
Yeah.
such as an SMU. Those are really our 2
Yeah.
kryptonite right now.
The Achilles heels. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, we had 9 on Saturday against Virginia Tech, so I'm pretty sure that stat is right.
yeah,
Um,
sounds right.
but again, this is a team that, and we have the ability. We've seen it probably. I know we saw it like in the Texas game, the Auburn game, Virginia Tech the other night, SMU, where we can rattle off 2 or 3, even 4 3-pointers in a row and just, I mean, boom, just blitzkrieg you really quickly.
Mhm,
Um, but tonight it just like no rhythm. Shots weren't there. I mean, we had 10 turnovers, they had 10 turnovers, so that really wasn't a factor. I didn't even look at the rebounding because I don't think they missed too many shots tonight, so there might not have been an opportunity for too many rebounds.
oh, they
Um,
dominated us on the boards. Dominated.
yeah,
Yeah.
34 to 22 on the defensive glass and 8 to 6 on offense. Yeah, when it was a negative 14 on the rebounds, 21 assists to 10. Blocks and steals were basically the same. Turnovers, like I said, were the same. Points off turnovers weren't even an issue. We just, I think, one of the things that will probably drive Will Wade crazy is us undercutting screens on 3-pointers instead of going over the top. I think that will be something when he looks at the film, be like, damn, we did not do a good job.
No.
Left some guys open. I mean, this is the team tonight
Well, 2
where,
guys in particular.
yeah, 2 guys in particular.
Yeah.
I mean, what were they from 3-pointers?
I mean,
18 of
just
30. I mean, that was like our shooting against SMU the other night. It's just, when a team shoots 60% from three and take that many in their volume, you just tip your hat and get on the bus and go home, like I said.
yep. Yeah, so yeah, like you were saying, Greg, so it's the most made 3-pointers allowed ever, in NC State history at 18. Second most points conceded ever, which, the most was to Maryland,
Mhm.
giving up 124 in 1978, like you had mentioned, Greg.
Yeah.
So yeah, but here's the thing though, here's a positive thing, which I do love once again as well.
That it's over.
Well, that too, yeah, for sure. That's
The
over.
ass
And
beating is officially done.
yes, no, the ass beating was fully no. See, and that's the thing too. Like it was never in doubt. Like
Right.
literally, when it got to 14-4 at the first, I
It
think.
was 7. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
Well, once it got to that first media timeout, it was 14-4. I was like,
Yep.
nope, this ain't it. Nope, this is there's more to come.
Yeah.
This is a different night. But here's the
It
thing I
happens.
do love though as well is that after the game, on radio, Will Wade was commented saying, We got bludgeoned. There's no way to artfully talk around it. We got killed. We got whipped. We're going to be judged on how we respond. I told the guys afterwards, I still believe in them, but we had a major setback. We were outcoached. We were outplayed. I didn't have us prepared for the moment. We were outclassed in every way imaginable. Like, I love that quote. Love it. There's no positive spin. It is fully, there is no, it's on me. Like there's no like the original, like the immediate, it's on me. I need to do better. Like, no, we got whooped. All of us. It's a major setback. Love that quote.
Yeah, I think the biggest beef I have with, I guess, other than our own issues, my biggest beef on the Louisville side is that Pat Kelsey still was running his dudes with like 3 minutes left, up 30 some points. We had clearly thrown the towel as you. You didn't have it in this. Oh yeah, in your name you have it. Throw in the towel. We threw in the towel, and he still was running the dogs, and kind of a little classless, but it's Louisville, so that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it is like.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think there's a little bit of trying to prove a point with the fact that, I mean, we were so close to him being in our red and white?
I mean, if that's what you're searching for, like, and that's what motivates you to get your ass up out of bed every morning, like, that's an issue. Like, I mean, be bigger than that, be better than that. Like, you got a great job. One would argue, it's a more prestigious program than NC State. I mean, they've won, granted they had a title vacated, but, your facilities are excellent there in Louisville. Your NIL is phenomenal. Like, they have so much support in that athletic department. People just don't understand the level of what that institution brings in money wise.
Well, there's no doubt the Louisville-Kentucky basketball rivalry is one of the most underrated rivalries for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, and again, I think that's all manufactured by the media and ESPN specifically. And that rivalry in the 80s and even in the 90s was some of the best basketball. It's lost. I can't right now.
I don't know.
It's lost some of its luster just because of media contracts. Like that game doesn't get played on ESPN. It's not advertised like Duke and Carolina, because the Duke and Carolina is always on ESPN. Whereas I believe, like, for the most part recently, the Louisville and Kentucky game has been like on CBS. But no, Louisville's a really good team historically. Again, you lick your wounds, you get back to Raleigh. Look, you got 5 days to get this thing right. Watch the film once, throw it away, and then you get ready for Miami, which, again, like I said, they're a very beatable team. It's going to be at least a quad 2. I don't know, maybe a quad 1 game. I haven't seen the latest and where Miami sits in this. So yeah, I in the grand scheme of things, this isn't going to hurt our resume.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, real quick. Let me finish that thought. When it says bad losses, good loss, or good wins, blah, 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 like it'll show quad 1, quad 2. It'll say you lost to Louisville. It's not going to say blown out when they put it on the graphic. So
no, but I mean it'll count in the net ranking, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but again, what does the plus minus of your win or loss go into that?
For sure.
Does it? Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like
then if that's the case, it's going to take a little bit of a tick. But again, it's a road game, and
no, it's you got plenty more opportunities here to suffice this for sure. But I do gotta give a shout out to Benjamin. Thank goodness that you're saying that was not serious, and I won't even say what your not serious comment was. So, but appreciate the laugh. Yeah, I mean, Jake's saying, call me crazy, but I want to see them talking about Louisville in the tournament. And I'm assuming you're talking about the ACC tournament. Most would use this as fuel to the fire and bulletin board material. Absolutely, no, like you were saying, Greg, for sure. I 100% think that. I only 100% think, I 110% know for a fact that if we saw Louisville in the ACC tournament, whether it's a quarterfinal, semifinal, you name it, which would probably be more the semifinal, that there's no doubt Wade is going to be dragging. He's going to be stapling this to every player's locker, their dorm room door, their TV, their textbooks, you name it. Like they will see this
textbooks. They have
store.
textbooks nowadays. Do they
I
even
know,
go to
right?
class?
Hey,
This is in Carolina.
anyway.
I get it.
But yeah, they're going to see 118 to
Yeah.
77. They're going to see
for
that
sure.
1,000%.
Well, and I think that's the great thing about Will Wade, that
he will not let them forget this.
He will not let them forget it.
Just like he hasn't forgotten Georgia Tech. Every single time we win, oh, you're 9-2. Well, we should be 10-1.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to eat at him for the better part, and you can best believe that he's got notes from this game, and he'll just stick them in a folder, put them on a hard drive somewhere, and come back to them if and when the next time we play them, and it will look vastly different. I have no doubt about it. Like yes, he didn't make great adjustments in this game. Being down 25 at the half or whatever that number was, I don't know what kind of adjustments you're going to make. Most teams are not going to come back from being down 25 at the half. It's just a really large hill to climb. You would have to have everything go your way, and especially on the road. And it just, again, it was Monday night. Had a, I wouldn't even say like travel was the issue, because I don't know if you saw that they actually went to Louisville right after the game on Saturday. So they got in on Saturday, got a good night rest.
Right after the game on Tuesday, you mean?
Saturday. We played Virginia Tech on Saturday. They flew to Louisville right after the game.
Yeah.
Oh, all good.
Sorry.
All good. It's 10 o'clock at night. Yep. So there really isn't, that excuse. You just weren't ready. I mean, it's just that simple. And it sounds like, based off of what you said earlier, that Will Wade is holding himself and his team accountable for what happened. And again, it's like he said, it's not this game. It's how you come out Saturday. If you come out flat Saturday, you're going to let this game beat you twice. And that's kind of the thing that we would say, 5, 6, 7 years ago about playing Clemson. If you went and played Clemson and lost, get over it, move on to your next game. Don't let that hang over and beat you again. And when I'm saying Clemson, I'm talking about football.
100%. Well, and that's the thing too, which it makes it so much easier to throw this to the side, is because, especially in the last 6 games, you've seen so many good things. You've seen your SMU, Virginia Tech, pull it back within 3, pull it back within 6, and then we stretched it right back out. You've seen a lot of good stuff that you have not seen historically or recently from NC State men's basketball teams. And especially like that Wake Forest game that Make and I saw in person. Like everybody was so clicking. Everybody knew their role and was excelling in that role. But tonight it was just, hey, we are going to excel together at playing terrible basketball. Unfortunately, that is what happened tonight. So go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, no, the one thing I would counter with that, and again, you can only control who's on your schedule, but let's be real. The teams that we just beat on this run, minus Clemson, is the bottom half to bottom third of this league. So like SMU, I would put right in the middle of the league. Virginia Tech's a little bit lower than that. Obviously, Clemson's in the top third, but other than that, Wake Forest, Syracuse, hell, I'd throw in Boston College in there because that hasn't been that long ago. You've gone out and done what you needed to do. So you did have a couple nice wins on SMU and Clemson. And so I think for a lot of the fans, they want to see more consistency when you're playing the better teams. And again, it's a road game in the ACC. It's got to be tough. Like it's just got to be tough, especially when you're playing. I mean, that was a loud arena tonight. And by the way, that's what our arena needs to sound like. Come Saturday, we're going to need all hands on deck.
This loss doesn't mean the student Wolfpack club or student sections out of
when Will Wade, when the head coach has to implore you to make noise, that's kind of a problem. And look, let's be real. It's the student section that gets the whole crowd going as a whole. They bring that young energy. And so the seated folks take and feed off the energy of the standing crowd in the student section. So if they're not in the flow of the game, it makes it a little bit more tough. I mean, people should just know when to pick and choose. like you saw it tonight in Louisville when they were down, when they were up 7-0 early game. Like they saw that as an early kill shot opportunity, and they implored their team behind them. And that's what our home crowd needs to look like and sound like. And I know that kind of deviates from, tonight's game, but just as a whole, as we're shifting into maybe a different topic, we need the Lenovo really loud on Saturday. The nice thing is it's not a noon game, which, shouldn't be a quote unquote sleepy crowd. People need to show up at 3:30 and be ready to go at 4.
Yeah. No, 100%. And yeah, it's just listen. I mean, there's no doubt for sure that unfortunately, and this is honestly one of my biggest frustrations. I don't know what needs to change, but honestly, in football and men's basketball, the student section the last few years has just been a huge disappointment, in my opinion, man.
It's a different era, man. These kids, like,
Well,
it's
just
not
there's
the
no
same.
leaders. There's no leadership, there's like that's the thing I really miss having, the mic man, Chris, was I think that definitely 100% makes a difference,
Yeah.
for sure. Having a few core students that really kind of lead the chance for the rest
Yeah.
of the season.
Yeah, and here's my counter to that is a lot of people nowadays going to these games, it's a social event, not a game/entertainment event. They're
Mhm.
going there to, there's nothing worse than it's more prevalent at going to baseball games. Again, I get the action's a little slower, but, like,
Mhm.
people talking about, like, "Oh, we went to this really great brunch on Sunday, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like, the waiter, he was so hot." I'm like, "Shut up. We're here for a baseball game, or we're here for a sporting event. We're not like, if you wanna go to freaking Starbucks and talk it out. Like, I'm here to watch a ball game."
Yeah.
Um, that's my old man get off my lawn for the night. Um,
Well, that's good.
but I think that's kind of the problem, right? Like, these people, they show up, they get their little student Wolfpack club points so they can go to their next event, and they're not all in on these games.
Mhm.
And again, and I'm not going to talk about Duke and Carolina. Those games just take care of themselves. The energy is naturally there. It's some of
Yes.
these, when Cal comes to town, Stanford comes to town, the non-traditional teams that we are now facing in the ACC, where we don't have a history. We kind of have to make our own juice, if you will.
Yeah. Yep. Joe Briley asking a question to kind of bring it back here as well, kind of talking about the impact of this loss here. How much
Yeah.
do you think we drop in seeding? Do you think because of this?
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, it'll be interesting to see kind of how the net rankings kind of balance themselves out here. But the good thing is, once again, I mean, like the net rankings, I think get reset every Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, or at least, sorry, I take that back. Uh, the AP with the AP poll
Yeah, every
getting
Monday.
like I kind of take it a week by week approach again. Like this hopefully is just going to be a flash in the pan
Mhm.
when it comes to the resume. So, yeah, I mean, I think on a game by game approach, yes, this knocks you down a little bit for sure. I mean, it's got to losing by this margin. It's going to knock you a little bit here
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
going to change people's perception. Again,
Yeah,
taking a 40-point ass whooping is going
yeah,
to be like, okay, is this team really for real? But again, I think we just kind of said that it's a road game. And again, most people probably didn't have this as a win. I mean,
no,
obviously the diehards will always, and look, I believe we can win every game. Like,
for
now,
sure.
does that mean I think it's going to happen? Hmm. But this team is playing well enough to where, um, you could go out and compete. The problem with this team is that they are very streaky, all right? And that, um, we can get up by 10 or 12, and then we can get down, or we could get the lead cut to 3 or 4 really quickly. Just because we live and die by the 3 so hard, um, at times we feel inconsistent. At the end of the game, it usually works itself out. But again, we won by 9 on Friday, and I felt like it didn't feel like a 9-point win.
Yeah.
It felt much closer than a 9-point win.
Hmm.
Um, and so again, State will run you out. Like I said, run a blitzkrieg on you, hit 2 or 3 3-pointers, get up by 12, won't hit a shot for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then the other team has clawed their way right back down to like 5, 6, 7 points. And
Yeah.
again, it when you're only up 5, 6, 7, that's where you feel it could go in either direction. And then, State has done a really nice job over the last couple of weeks to when it gets down to 5, 6, or 7, and then push it right back to double digits.
Yep.
But again, like I said, the caliber as a team, we're at or less quality wise against State. So those are games that you should win. I think the talent level for Louisville is slightly better than us. But again, doesn't mean that we can't go out and compete and win. We just look like ass tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I guess to answer your question, Joe, a little bit more as well, is that's just my big issue with kind of answering those questions right now, is because once again,
it's
like
so fluid.
Well, you like you're literally selling when the stock's at its low point right now. You know what I mean? Like, so like it's so easy to say, like, to base a question like that off of the recency bias that we just got our ass whooped. You know what I mean? And say, oh, like, we're gonna be lucky if we even make the tournament right now. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there that are saying that 100%. Again, I've not really spent much time on social media because after a loss like that, I'm not really interested in really looking at what people have to say, because I'm sure it's not good. But I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, the bitching doesn't do anything. Like,
no.
I mean, you move on. No, the reason, yeah, exactly. And again, the reason I'm saying, like, you might not see a big shift in a seeding. You have to remember, when you're looking at the net and these Kim Palms and all of that, they're constantly changing in both directions, right? A game that you played 2 months ago, where it was a quad 3 game, now may look like a quad 1 game, right? And so that's going to drastically change things. Not drastically, but it's going to ever adjust. So even that you lost, like, you'll see times where you'll win and you'll drop in the rankings, right? And then there'll be times where you see that you lost, but you'll actually will rise, because again, other games matter. So again, I don't get wrapped up in it. We still have 6 more games. Is that right? Is that number right? Something like
that? 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But
plus an ACC tournament. So you're looking at least another 7 to 8 ball games. And again, you've got 3 ranked opponents. You've got probably 4, actually probably 6 quad 1, quad 2 games. Probably 3 or 4 of those will be quad 1. So still plenty of opportunity out there. Plus whatever you do in the ACC tournament.
I mean, really, because really for me, Greg, and to kind of talk about Joe's point a little bit more as well, is that, I mean, I'm still sitting here saying, and this is even accounting for the recency bias of this Louisville loss, that Georgia Tech loss pisses me off way more than this loss does to Louisville. Still, though, I mean, like, being a 17.5 point favorite at home to a bottom of the bottom Georgia Tech team, and you lose that game by 3.
Losing too.
Like it doesn't. It's not looking any worse. It's only looking worse. Like, it's terrible. So that's what I'm talking about, and I'm sure everybody's sold, and definitely a lot of concern even from this side as well after Georgia Tech loss. But look where we were 24 hours ago in terms of how high we were feeling as well. So again, it's all like you said, the ebbs and the flows. It's just it's unfortunately, we're not Arizona this year, going, basically untouched. We're just not that level this year. But that's okay. We don't need to be that level. I just want to honestly just first focus on delivering on Will promise. I want to get that top 4, and I want to make the NCAA tournament, and let's see where we go from there. And the ACC tournament, NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? Like, that's priority number 1 for me.
Yeah, I want to make 2 points, and then I think we need to move on from this, because this is just like whatever.
Yeah.
Number 1, actually it's 2 points, but 3 points. And it'll make sense here in a second. When Will Wade came in, he said he wants to compete for a top 4 spot. Where are we at currently?
I haven't even looked, actually. Where are we?
We're competing for a top 4 spot, right? That's exactly what
we are doing that. Yes.
So that's that. Folks want to live and die, kind of to your words, on every single game. All right. Yes, it's a 40-point ass whooping. I get it. But again, you have to look at the whole of what we've done to this point in the season, which then refers me back to point 1. We're still in the contention for a top 4 ACC spot. We're right on schedule, if not slightly more ahead of schedule of what we thought Will Wade's first season was going to be. Yeah. And to just piggyback off your last point, yes, we never expected to be 25-0 at this point. We just didn't, right?
Nope.
And so for anyone to, like, just kind of, like it's time to take a break, pump the brakes before you drive off that cliff.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and Greg, to your point, we're actually still 4th right now in the ACC.
That's what I'm saying.
By ourselves.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
We're
we had a little cushion over Carolina.
Correct. Yeah. We're a game ahead of Louisville, Miami, and Carolina right now, in terms of 4 seed. So,
and that's right where Will Wade told you he was going to be. So again, for us to, and I get it, like we lost by 40. You're not going to, I get it. But again, what matter does it make if we lose by 40 or by 1? At the end of the day, it's still L in the column.
Sure.
Again, no one, most of this fan base is not going to remember that you lost by 40 tonight, or excuse me, 41 if we want to split hairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Now, obviously, there's a lot of State fans that say, "I will." What you mean, Greg? But I get what you mean for sure. At the end of the day, a loss is a loss for sure. So, the little small minute things, it's a loss is a loss. So
again, I get it. You have every right to be pissed off. I get it. You expected to go up there and compete much better. I totally get it. There's a reason why Vegas didn't put us as a 39-point underdog, right? Like they literally thought that we would be better than that tonight, and we just weren't. It happens.
Yep. 100%.
Point to a day where you don't have a good day at your job.
I love it. Yeah, 100% true. 100%.
You just don't have 100,000 people watching you do your job. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So again, I think if you're in State right now, again, you're just like we said, Greg, just lick your wounds, move on to Miami Saturday. Again, you got plenty of time. You got what?
How do you respond? How do you respond to this?
Well, and see, that's honestly the best, and that's honestly the best thing of this all is they have to sit in this for 5 days. They have to sulk in it.
They
just got ass whooped.
Yeah.
Or for 5 days.
Yeah.
So that is my hope. Is I don't know what the spread is going to be for that Miami game, but
it might be a pick 'em if they're only saying Carolina's a 1-point favorite. Like
I know it's probably going to be pretty close. And man, I'm hoping that we put some boots to ass on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, though, so real quick, I want to touch on a couple things. So first of all, as well, again, I think we made our point when it comes to the student section, right, Greg? I think hopefully
we
sent the message there.
Into the last, agreed.
Yeah. But also too, as well, real quick, 2 things particularly close to my heart is that it was announced today that NC State and South Carolina canceled a home and home series in 2030 and 2031, going to Columbia in 2030, going back to Raleigh in 2031. I just hate, honestly, like all these future games that we've scheduled that are getting canceled.
We haven't kept any of them.
We haven't kept any of them. It's just it's lame sauce, honestly. Like it's like
we've had three SEC matchups home and away canceled in the last 4 months.
What? Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. Like it's just, I don't know. It's at some point you have to fill that schedule with somebody, and again, I get it too as well with the ever changing, college football playoff seeding. Like what.
Not only that, but the conference is mandating 9 conference games, 8 conference games, those type of things. So you got to pull off of one of your games. And honestly, like I would rather them take off Western Carolina and allow our fan base to go down to Columbia, South Carolina, or the Swamp, or Between the Hedges in Athens. Like those are things as a football fan you want.
Yes.
And again, that those don't always align with the priorities of the football programs. But at some point, it's like, damn, like give your fans a treat. Like I'm tired of playing Western Carolina or whoever team. Now I am excited about playing App if that still holds true. That's a team that we haven't really played in quite some time.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, so that's what I live for. But I'm like, I don't want to play Campbell. No offense to Campbell. I don't want to play.
I don't want to play
Furman. Again, you have to play kind of one of those games like every team does.
I get it,
but it's like, give me something more exciting. I would rather spend more on a ticket to go see one of those teams than Western Carolina, or again, I keep saying the same schools: Richmond, Liberty, whatever. It's just At least Liberty's actually not FCS or FB, whatever that is now. I always get them confused.
Right. Yeah.
1AA.
1AA. There you go.
And always AA to me. But
yeah. Well, and again too, especially like South Carolina being a former ACC team, like there's a lot of storyline for
we recruit there. We recruit and
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, that's, one of those things. And again, it's regional, so it's not like a lot on the travel budget. It's not like you're
Nope.
flying out to BYU where we had
It'd
on
be a
the
great turnout.
schedule. I think we had Texas Tech. I don't know if we still have them on the schedule.
Who knows? Who cares at this point? Like,
But again, I like
are
playing
gonna go
teams.
away.
Yeah, but I like playing teams in Power 5 conferences where we kind of align. Now,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Texas Tech is way different now than
That's a
5-7
haul.
years ago when we
Yeah.
scheduled them.
Yeah.
But again, like same with Vandy. Like Vandy was on our level if we weren't slightly better. Again, that's kind of started to change.
Yep.
But I like playing those teams that you don't really play. But I also get the flip side of it where we don't recruit a lot in Texas. We don't really recruit a whole lot in Tennessee. So that's really not a beneficial trip for our staff or our players. There's nothing to gain.
Well, especially too as well, like I think we still have our schedules, our series schedule with UNC Charlotte. I think we're
Yeah.
2029, 2030 playing at UNC
Why
Charlotte.
are we playing that? There's
Why are we playing that?
22,000 seats in that stadium. Like,
Yeah.
what are we even doing there?
Yeah. No, you literally the bleachers are concrete blocks. Like,
It's
like
a glorified high school.
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. So it just yeah, no.
But
So
yeah, no, I'm with you there. I would love to see, again, even if you take an L, it's like I love like even when we went up to Notre Dame this year and lost, I enjoyed the trip. I would love to go tailgate in the swamp or tailgate down in Athens. It's just it's fun to see how the other half live. Even South Carolina has got a great culture with tailgating and all of that stuff.
I would love to have a reason to go down to Athens, Georgia, because I mean, I love NC State, but Athens, that place is awesome.
Yeah, it's a quintessential college town. It was great when we went down to Super Regionals there a couple of years ago for baseball.
Yeah, but again, just for those that are not understanding what I'm saying in terms of why it plays close to home, got a little Gamecock that I'm married to right here, actually. So
hold on. I can fix that. Hold on. So what I'm trying to say, if anyone that's listening, I've actually muted Leighton's mic because he's holding up stupid cocky.
Dude,
get out of here with that nonsense. I don't care if your wife graduated from there.
I know. Well, and dude, especially with how things went for that whole summer before we played them in 2017, dude, that whole summer was a gauntlet. Yeah, and it would have been even better gauntlet for sure. For those 2 years going to Columbia and coming to Raleigh. Oh man, it would have been so much
it'd been fun.
Oh,
but again,
so
like
fun.
I'm sure there's a lot of households like that where they've got South Carolina and North Carolina State.
Definitely.
Like it's not, my yeah, I mean, my
it's
family's down in South Carolina. Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks.
It just sucks for everybody involved. 100%. Yeah. So, but secondly, as well, got to give a shout out to NC State gymnastics, man, as well. I mean,
the upset.
Well, I mean, not just an upset, but a whooping of number 12 UNC.
And that's what, 1 in a row? No, wait, is it 2 in a row? Nope. No, actually, it's 3. No, it's not 3. It's not even 4, is it?
Nope.
Wait, it can't be 5, can it?
No, not quite.
6?
6 in a row.
Is it 6?
5th or 6th?
5, actually. I think it's 5.
5 or 6. But Coach Kim Landris is 15-4 versus Carolina. 15-4. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. But also too as well, and this is extremely underrated. Again, I get it, for sure. In-state gymnastics is not the polar, but they got a 197.125, which is the 5th highest team score in program history. The 5th highest team score in program history. And this is not late in the season when these girls have had multiple times to really build and hone in their skills, hone in their routine, get the momentum and the experience going. Like there's still a lot of gymnastics left, and they already have their 5th highest team score in program history. That's crazy, insanity. And love to see that for sure. Again, against the number 12 UNC. Now, the interesting thing though, Greg, is that we actually go to UNC. We go to Carmichael this coming Friday. So
what? I've never really
5
seen
days
that
later.
Gymnastics.
No, you never see that. It's really weird. That's really weird. So, got to give in-state gymnastics their flowers for sure. So super proud of them, excited for them, and loved it for sure. Wish honestly, and this happened last year, Greg, as well, that NC State and UNC gymnastics went against each other on Super Bowl Sunday. I get it. At the end of the day, it's out of their control, but
Yeah.
I hate it because both meets were half to 2/3
Yeah.
full, and it would have been sold out easily if it
Yeah, on a
wasn't
Friday or
Super Bowl
Saturday
Sunday.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that honestly sucked for me for it. But again, in-stage gymnastics, bravo, love it. Let's keep it going. Now you got to give a shout out as well, to our guy Drake Thomas, for showing out yeah, no, he's got that ring now, and he also proved once and for all that he is the better Drake as well. Hey, he proved it in college. He's proven it in NFL, man, and
I thought New England as a whole was a fraud.
yeah,
Look, I get it. They went 14-3, but they didn't really beat anyone during
no,
the
they beat flat.
season.
Hmm.
Had the third easiest ever schedule to get to a Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Their opponent winning percentage was like less than 40%, less than 400.
Yeah,
Look, they were a bad Sean Payton decision away and a Bo Nix injury away from losing in the last game. Again, they won. I get it,
yep.
but they faced a real defense, just enough offense. That was an ugly game, wasn't it? Like it was
Yes.
truly a
No.
defensive game. But
Yeah.
yes,
It was definitely one of the more
yeah,
unexciting Super Bowls
yeah,
for sure that I've seen.
uninspiring for sure.
Uninspiring. Yeah. Who cares? But
All right,
also Drake may play terrible. So,
yeah.
um,
Real
but
quick, women's
for it.
basketball won by 20 yesterday, dominated.
Yeah.
Well, against a
Wanted more
Virginia Tech team
consistency.
that we have had struggled in recent history, but again, they don't have
Yeah.
Kenny Brooks and all of their star players from the last couple of seasons. And
Which,
the reason
man,
yeah,
if you're concerned about men's basketball's ebb and flow, holy crap, women's basketball is like,
hold my beer.
yeah, just hold my beer, like up, down. Go
Yeah.
ahead, by the way.
No, I just want to talk about on Friday,
Yeah.
something magical happens.
Ooh, magical. I want magical.
Magical. Pac-9 baseball starts in less than a week.
And you go to Puerto Rico, baby. Let's go.
I am leaving for Puerto Rico in less than 48 hours. I
That's
am
crazy.
super ready. Thankfully, that blowout tonight allowed me to get packed because I was kind of just, and we had done a few things, but super excited to get the season going. We started off on Friday afternoon against Washington, and I feel a sweep coming on. And again, I know we don't play the same team all three games, but we are playing inferior opponents this week. And again, anything can happen. It's baseball. Pitchers get hot. But I'm liking at least the first game where you're playing a Washington team that's traveling all the way across the country and down into the Caribbean. There'll be a 4-hour time difference for them. So I like getting them on the first day before they get super acclimated. And then I like our chances against Indiana State, though. They cut a couple dudes at Indiana State. They got the reigning freshman of the year and the projected player of the year in the conference. So, they'll have some hitting. I think what you'll see the difference in this weekend's matchups for us, again, just doing a really quick preview because I can't get off of here without talking baseball. You'll definitely see the difference in pitching. I think that's why we'll have the edge in all three of those matchups. A Washington team that's picked to finish 8th, 9th, and they're in the Big Ten. And then Indiana State's picked to I think they were 7th in their league, and Seton Hall was picked to finish 5th, but there's only 8 teams in that conference. So, and it's the Big East, and they're only projected. Each of those conferences, Big Ten's got 4 teams, and the other 2 conferences we're playing against were only projected for 1, and neither of the teams that we're playing are projected to do anything. So again, we should be very good this weekend. The other thing I'm most excited about is to see what the pitching rotation really does truly look like. We kind of have an idea of who they're going to be. We just don't know in what order. And then of course some position battles I think will still continue to play a little bit for the first couple of weeks of the season. So let's get it going, buddy. Let's get it going.
Well, 2 things on baseball before I let you go on this is, first of all, Field of 64 came out with their preseason bracket and put us a 3 seed with Georgia hosting ECU number 2 seed and NC State number 3 seed. So first
You
of
seen
all,
that Tracy Morgan meme before where he's shaking his head? The Tracy
yeah,
Morgan.
nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, that ain't it.
Nope.
So I won't ask your thoughts on it because obviously we know we can already guess what your thoughts are on it. But I do want to ask you, what
Yeah.
is it that you think Baseball America is maybe they think they're seeing that maybe we're not seeing? Like what case scenario do you think is kind of leading them to think that NC State could potentially end as a 3 seed in the tournament, which is
Yeah, for
insane.
me, and I know Coach Abent would disagree with me. I think our out of conference schedule is going to bite us if we don't kill it.
Mm,
And again, ACC is really tough. Like
extremely tough.
it's so
The
competitive.
best it's ever been.
Yeah, I think so. Again, a couple years ago when we were in the College World Series, you had half SEC, half ACC. I could see a scenario like that potentially happening again. Again, depending on how the brackets work out when it's all said and done.
Mhm.
I mean, I can see us finishing anywhere from probably third to seventh.
Okay.
Again, I think you're gonna be splitting hairs. One like they're all good. Like 4 through 7 will be bunched up by like a game, and
Yeah.
so just winning one more game, one more series can pop you from 6-7 to 2-3.
Wow.
I do think I don't know who I have as first. I don't think I have Georgia Tech, but I think Florida State. I think Florida State's going to be really good this year.
Yeah.
I think I would make them my favorite, but again, I can see State finishing second. I can see them finishing 6th or 7th. It's so tight. Again, you're talking 1 or 2 ACC games is going to be the difference in that seeding.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like, in this field of 64, again, postseason, prediction had Virginia, Georgia Tech, UNC, and Florida State as 4 of the top 16, 4 of the 16 hosts, which makes 100% sense compared to current preseason expectations in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Carolina, they've got a really good pitching. Their hitting's gonna be really good. Florida State's just they're stacked. Georgia Tech's got some really good players. Is their pitching gonna pitching always seems
Number
to be a
1
thing for them. Yeah, I
number
think
1
number
overall
1's
prospect.
yeah, Burris, yeah, he's definitely
Mhm.
he's definitely a stud.
Yep.
Virginia's the one I'm not sure about with, Pollard being his first year there,
Yeah.
with O'Connor going to Mississippi State.
Mhm.
Pollard always gets his dudes playing. Like he's just a really good coach. I think that's a really good fit for him, since he didn't get the resources that he needed at Duke. I just don't know if they put it together that fast in year one.
Mhm.
You saw like Link Jarrett as good as he was at Notre Dame. It took him a couple years to get going at Florida State.
Right.
I could see a scenario where that might play out for
Mhm.
Virginia this year. But again, they're a really good ball club. If they put it together, they could take off really fast.
Yeah. And the last comment here before we wrap this thing up is I saw, there's been a couple of baseball again, Twitter experts, that have put
Oh
out
yeah,
their,
yeah,
Omaha 8,
yeah,
and I saw one Omaha prediction that had ECU in it, and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you something here, all right? There's 3 things you can count on in life: death, taxes, and ECU not going to Omaha. Like, it's
yeah.
never
Or Florida
happened. It
State.
never
If you
will
had a
happen.
fourth one, Florida State winning a national championship in baseball. They've been in the
Ugh,
College World Series like 28 times or 24
and
times and never
never
won
won
it.
it. I
Yeah.
know, it's crazy.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the opposite. Yeah, it took ECU a while to get going last year, and then they kind of turned it on a little bit, at the end and made the tournament, made a little run.
Mhm.
Look, some of that's just luck. It's there's just as much as there's bracket luck in basketball, there's bracket luck in baseball.
Yeah,
Um,
losing to a 4 seed for the first time in
yeah, that's
NCAA
pretty rough.
history.
Yeah, that's like Virginia losing to Towson in the
Uh,
tournament. One of those type of things where 16-1.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
again,
Well,
ECU is going to be good.
it'll be good.
We need him to
Just
be good, to be honest with you, because we got him
yes.
a couple of times and they didn't really help us last year.
No, they hurt
And
us.
again,
Yeah,
yeah. So again, well, one of them we didn't end up playing. I think it got rained out, if I remember
correct.
correctly.
Yep.
But we need them to be good. We need Coastal to be good. We need UNCW to be good. Like we need some of these midweek teams to be good to kind of help us
Mhm.
out with the rest of our um, out of conference schedule. Again, I'm not worried about the ACC. We play if you go off a D1, we talked about this in our preview a couple weeks ago. We basically play half of the top half and half of the bottom half, starting at 10 or above. We put 5 series each. So, you go take care of the series that you should win. Not necessarily don't have to sweep, but then you need to pull probably 3 of the other series. And that way you're in the conversation for a double bye, because again, baseball changed their format last year where it's single elimination. It looks just like the basketball, with the only exception is everyone in baseball makes it because they don't have the same amount of teams as they do for basketball.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right. So with that being said, we will wrap it up there. Well, actually, you know what? I got to give one more thing as well. Got to give a shout out to our man Grayson before we
I was just thinking about him.
here. Yeah, no, our man Grayson Ketchy, man, is not doing good. Unfortunately, got moved to hospice care. That was announced by his mom on social media. So just please join us, Wolfpack Nation, and continue to send prayers, thoughts over to the Ketchy family and our man Grayson as well. One of the ultimate NC State fans out there for sure.
They have a meal train going on too. If anyone's feeling inclined to sign up for that, all their stuff is on social media. So just if you give us a follow, I think we've retweeted it. If not, we will, so we can get that information out. So if anyone's feeling inclined to do so to support that wonderful Wolfpack family.
Nope. I just retweeted both, but his mom's social media handle is at CD Ketchy, KETCHIE. So make sure to go and check out all the information and support this amazing family and amazing person for sure, and Grayson. Thoughts and prayers for sure going their way. So with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, hey, you know what? We made it through it. We dug through it. We are burying it, and we are putting it in concrete block, and it is going to be hopefully forgotten 2 weeks from now, after we've had an amazing final stretch here to wrap up this men's basketball season. And also too as well, with the countdown is still going. Greg is reminding us here we are only a couple days away from
3 days, 16 hours and 53 minutes to the first pitch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just everyone keep in mind if you're tuning into the games this weekend, it's on Victory Plus TV. So that's free. It's a free app that you can watch the games. Yeah, it's free. And remember that Puerto Rico is 1 hour ahead of us right now. So if you go to GoPack, they have the correct times for our time zone here in the East Coast. So if you're trying to find the game times, that is your best place.
That's good. So with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, if you enjoyed this conversation, do us a big favor. First and foremost, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us in the channel, and it really would mean a lot for us as well. But also, too, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this conversation as well. And also, too, make sure to go give us a follow. Tuffy Talk Now, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, y'all. And also, too, if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio, podcast, Spotify, wherever you listen to us, do us a big favor. Leave us a 5-star review. Greatly appreciate that as well. And with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, we will see y'all soon. And as always, go Pack.